Before we start the video, I just want to give a special shout out to Alexander Black for the design of the new logo that you see at the beginning of the video. Again, that's a shout out to Alexander Black. You can follow his Instagram at alexanderblack.design. I'm probably going to post it somewhere right here so you guys can go check him out, check out his work. He did an amazing job.
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
What up, guys? Back at it again. Anime and beer, where we talk about the latest manga, comics, anime, you name it. So crack open a cold one. Get ready to dive into today's topics. Don't mind this guy eating, but if you see the title of our video, it's What is Digimon Doing? And this is kind of like a sequel to our original video that got probably the most views on our channel, which is about Digimon. And what we're basically kind of talking about is kind of the future of Digimon, what's been going on in the Digimon reboot anime, and we finally got to see the Digimon Tri-final movie, Last Evolution. So spoilers are ahead, guys, so please hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and we're going to dive in. Can we get a sponsor, Corona? So, I mean, like a lot of stuff going on. I believe we're 60 episodes in to the new rebooted Digimon Adventure anime. And like I said, guys, if you haven't watched our first episode, you know, that's with me, him, and our boy Seth. And that was episode 1 of the reboot. It was also during the start of the pandemic for coronavirus. We also filmed during that, you know, so thankful for that we were able to. And another thing too as well is just we didn't really know what was to come. And Digimon Last Evolution just dropped in the middle of the pandemic, so we never got to see it until like a year later. I mean going in on it, let's start with Last Evolution. We finished it the other day. How'd you feel about it, man?
Ooh, I thought you never asked.
Go ahead.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The only thing I didn't like, and it's personal, they showed the warp evolution for Agumon.
You talked about that,
but
yes,
didn't do it for Gabumon,
yes,
and I was kind of salty about that. I'm like, oh man, the warp evolution, where's Gabumon? Then Metagurumon just comes out of the side frame, and I'm like, oh, poor sport.
But which was cool though, was in the movie was the iconic original Digimon Adventure. They were doing the evolution style like that. They shot the crest up and like twirled it for ultimate.
But they did it with the Braveheart thing.
They did it with the data bar to digivolve into champion form, and did the original swirl like Agumon Digivolve 2, and it was really, really just nostalgia. Definitely gets you in the feels.
Yeah,
definitely gets you in the feels for sure. Watching that.
Other than that, it was a good way to really give us a proper ending, and it's also like what I text you is like you watch it and you get to the end and you're like,
I tried so hard not to cry.
This is it.
I tried so hard not to cry.
And this is how they played with you. This is how they played with you. Okay, so again, we already said the spoilers in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
In the end,
cut us off now if you're in.
Tai and Matt lose Agumon and Gabumon, and the way they lose them, pretty much they're talking about, you know, what they're going to do tomorrow and
their future.
And Matt, yeah,
it was very iconic. It was very emotional.
They look back and they're gone.
Which like the suspense of the movie was, they had their cell phones, which were their digivices, their detectors, and it had like a life bar on it, and every time you digivolved, it excelled your
faster. Yeah,
and it was almost like they were with the movie. They were giving us like a sense of the Digimon will only last if your imagination is involved in it. If that makes any sense. Kind of like with the whole Fairly Odd Parents thing, or Kids Next Door. Like
that's actually what I was thinking about.
You can only be a kid, but for so long. And so it got really emotional towards the end because both Gabumon and Agumon look to Tai and Matt, and they're like, what are we going to do tomorrow? And they're like, yeah, we're going to... Not there. And I got so... Like, my inner 6-year-old, bro. I was like,
But as an
What?
adult, you think further.
Yeah, like the
And
symbolism was great in the movie.
it's going to happen to TK. It's going to happen to Kari. It's going to happen to
Yeah.
Joe. It's going to
Yep.
happen to Mimi,
Yep.
Sora. It's going to
Yep.
happen to Davis. It's going to happen to all of them. They're going to reach that stage where they look over and, you know, they're not going to be there anymore. And I think, another thing I didn't like.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
They did that lone wolf crap with Sora again. And I did not like that.
Yeah,
And,
we didn't get an
it's
explanation.
It's kind of like you're looking at it and you're like, does she know what's going on? That is like,
because they cut to her and Biomon.
Yeah,
they cut to her and
it
Biomon.
left the thought that she knew what was going on, so she stayed out of the fight so Biomon wouldn't evolve.
It was
But
weird.
at the same time, they didn't directly say that, which made her seem like she's just staying out of it for some freaking selfish reason, which was kind of like her whole backstory, and it like pissed me off. It really did.
It definitely. Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, I mean, definitely like what Digimon the New Adventure is trying to do is give Sora more of a backstory. I think that I don't know the context. I don't know the original. Like, I mean, guys, like I said, like go watch our original Digimon movie because we're just as hype as this video. But like now we're getting a lot of answers and answers that need to be answered. I mean, like there's so many things with the original series that were great, but wrong. And you're right, absolutely. We didn't see Sora at all. We didn't see Sora fight. We didn't see Sora contribute. We didn't see Sora do anything to help
She was literally in
anyone at
about
all.
like 2-3 scenes.
If that. I think out of this entire movie, the movie's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I think out of the entire movie, she was only in it maybe 15, 20 seconds altogether.
Yeah.
Which is weird because she is
I think
a component.
the first time Biomon asked her, "Are we not going to go help?" and then the second time was just, I think, just a clip of both of them. Then it like panned away.
And that's where I'm wondering too with the writers because her crest is the crest of love, and you know, for those of you guys tuning in now, I mean, like the whole thing is like the crests were their symbolism, the crest of courage, friendship, reliability, knowledge, serenity, love, hope, and light. She was the crest of love. But it was weird because I was like, dude, like she has the most compassion of anyone. If anyone wants to fight the most, I would feel if you love your friends and you love your Digimon, you love your partners, you would be there, you know, at least in my head, the most. You know, everybody else was there. Everybody else was contributing. Everybody else was fighting. And like, yeah, it kind of sucked towards the end. But the last evolution. Let's talk about let's talk about Bond of Courage Agumon and Bond of Courage Garurumon. I feel like they could have done more with them. We only got them for a split second.
Split second.
Definitely not an Omnimon moment, but definitely iconic.
My full thought: design and concept were cool. But yeah, I wish we got more of them. Kind of like what they can do, you know.
I absolutely, and we don't really know the power scale of that because Omnimon and then
where do they fall?
Perfect Omnimon, yeah. Where do they fall as far as that? Because Omnimon was like the top. So it's like, you know, the components going into it. Can you imagine if they made an Omnimon though? Bond of DNA, Omnimon, or whatever they would name it, but like.
No, because all I can think about now is all the Pokemon people saying, "Ha! Ha! You guys copied us. Yeah, you talk about how we copy you guys. You guys copied us. Ash Greninja. Ha! Bond of Courage. Yeah."
I mean, but at the same time too is like, I mean, definitely Pokemon did bite. And I'm sorry, my Pokemon fans, you did bite Megas from Digimon. You did. You bought you bit Megas from Digimon. You bit Dynamax from Digimon.
Well, no, because. No, we didn't steal Bond of Courage and Bond of Friendship.
No, we didn't.
Because Frontier was doing Biomerge.
No, Tamers. Tamers was doing Biomerge.
What was... No, Frontier.
Frontier was Spirit Evolution.
Tamers was doing Biomerge before Ash Greninja. So yeah, we didn't copy.
I mean, we did it right, I think, as far as the evolution chains. And, you know, like, also, too, if you guys didn't notice, I got the crests, like, tattooed on me and everything. If I can kind of flip that over. But... I mean, I don't know, like, was it a good way to end try? I think so. Still some questions that needed to be answered. And it's ironic because we were just talking about this the other day. In the Digimon, fast forward into the new subject, the Digimon Adventure movie, the Digimon Adventure reboot, we're at like 60 episodes in, and we just got to the explanation of the crests. And not necessarily the explanation, but the source of power that they are. Mm-hmm. Like, we still haven't named these crests what they are.
Where they come from.
Where they come from. What's the origin? What is a source of power? Which we just kind of dabbled in.
Those Digidestins got those crests, what did the other Digidestins around the world get?
Yeah.
Or did they just get a Digimon? Did they just get a companion?
Well, the Digidestin is one thing, but the crests are the original, apparently. In the original adventure, the crests are the, original Digidestin. And I think they were eventually going to add more crests, but who knows? I mean, we had Tamers and Frontier, so we had our own crests, but in other ways. So it really just depends, I guess, on the concept. Because if you think about it, the digital world, everything's based off of data. But for some odd reason, this symbolism and bonds is a lot bigger in Digimon than probably like Pokemon or any other like creature/protagonist anime. If you think about it. Like, nobody ever really goes into detail about bonds. Ash had Pikachu since the beginning, but he also had, a whole plethora.
Mega Team.
Yeah, had a whole...
just around here giving away.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, so what are they doing with it? And we've been confused with the new Digimon Adventure. And if you guys have seen other, vlogs and blogs and other YouTube channels about it, we're just as confused because we don't know where it's going.
What does it mean?
Exactly. And we talked about it before. Is like they kind of nerfed Megas a little bit more. Apparently they can't last as long in those evolutions.
The more I think about it, the more it makes sense. It's too OP.
It is too OP. It is too OP for sure. And with Digimon, it's data, right? You can't overburn your data.
You can't.
It's
kind of like if me eating causes me to digivolve, then it should make sense that if I only eat an apple, I should only last in that form for a couple of seconds, realistically.
Realistically, yeah. Like, you're burning metabolism, you're burning data, you're burning energy,
data, yep.
which makes sense in that aspect too. But also too with the latest episodes, the way they're doing the Digivolutions in the new Digimon Adventure, and we talked about this previously, was if you're fans to the original set, Adventure 2, Tamers, and Frontier, we know in Adventure 2 that Armor Digivolution was a big thing. Mm-hmm. Armor Digivolution was a cool concept, a cool twist on things, and something fresh to revitalize the brand. But, episodes in, we saw TK have Patamon evolve into Pegasusmon without the Digi-Egg, or for the Japanese audience, Digimantle of Hope. So, I think it'd only be right if we get Nefertimon with Gatomon, just for shits and giggles, but I don't really know what they're doing with the Digivolutions. I don't really know what's going on in the concept, because we got War Greymon one episode, but at the same time, too, a couple episodes later, they foreshadow Hercules Kabuterimon, which is Tentomon's Mega, which is badass. One of my faves, by the way. One of my faves. I gotta say, that's just a badass beetle that you just have. You're riding. I like it. Have you seen Hercules Cup? You've seen Hercules. Yeah. So, my whole thing is, they foreshadow it, and then he made his anime debut, but Blitz Greymon. Why? Why? I'm not mad at it, but why break away from the original tradition?
I think it has a lot to do with, at this point, we know that it's a remake.
True.
It's a whole new story.
True.
But they want to add some of the original concept to it.
For sure.
But at the same time, they don't want to completely go with the original. So it's hard to explain it. So it's I feel like, okay, here's Digimon.
Mhm.
We're going to cut the theatrics and push forward very quickly. But at the same time, with us pushing forward quickly, here we are on episode 62. I look back at it, was like 62 episodes.
Okay, so it is 60. Okay,
Yeah.
I know it was in the 60s. Yeah.
60 or 50. I can't remember. Now I can't remember. Now I'm second guessing. But here we
I'm
are.
I'm gonna look while he's talking, guys.
Here we are on the latest episode,
Mhm.
and we have nothing.
Yeah.
So I think these they're not even alternate. These extra transformations, these extra abilities they're gaining, I feel like are kind of like filler.
And that's the thing too, is, and, I showed you the other day. I showed you Crest Garurumon, which basically for everybody at home, my whole thing is with that is, oh God, we're not even into 60s. I am so sorry.
Like 52 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
no, we haven't even broke 50 yet. It's 49.
I thought it had.
I felt like it was 60, probably just because we've been watching so many. It comes on every Saturday. If you guys are interested, it comes on every Saturday. But the app, Crunchyroll and Hulu, both play it. But and that's the thing, is like, I guess to fill it out, but Armor Digivolution is its own separate thing.
Yeah.
But also too, what we talked about too is they're starting to create the Digimon to be affected by their environment. That's how Blitz Greymon came to be. Blitz Greymon was in like a negative virus like area.
Was he good or was he bad?
He's good. He got exposed to virus data, but because Blitz Greymon is a virus type.
Okay.
So also too in the Digimon world,
I asked because of the whole Skull Greymon thing.
Yes, Skull Greymon is virus, but that's also too, once again, it goes back to the original story. They're bonds. If the tamer or trainer is negative, it's gonna put a negative output on the Digimon.
That's a forced evolution.
Yeah, forcing abusive evolution is basically what they're saying. Like, don't abuse your Digimon. So this was
what that clearly has.
Huh?
That's clearly what it was. Because everybody surpassed Ty. Ty was mad, like, everybody's Digified. How come I Digivolve?
Yeah, true. Everybody's Digivolving.
Like, it didn't even go. He just glowed. He's like, wait, what was it? Greymon Digivolve 2.
Oh, yeah. Like... He like got all dark and stuff. Well, he also did it too in the reboot, and he turned into Machine Dramon.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he turned into Machine Dramon. Machine Dramon. But Gilmon did it too, turned into Magidramon in Tamers, because Takata was like, get stronger, get bigger, because Beelzemon just killed Leomon.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also crazy too in like a data specific world. You had a lot of death. It had a lot of death. It's fucked up.
They just used the term terminated and deleted.
Oh yeah, terminated and deleted. But they were still reborn back into eggs. So so in the digital world, your Digimon, your partner, it wasn't like Pokemon where they had necessarily like elemental attributes, but data attributes. And there were vaccine data types and virus types. So Blitz Greymon, to kind of reiterate, like Blitz Greymon got exposed to negative data that was virus, and he turned into Blitz Greymon. So I'm wondering if he can repeat the process again. We haven't got to that point yet, is what I'm saying. Blitz Greymon made his anime debut, which is big. And I respect it because he does have a lot of love in the fan base. He's not War Greymon, don't get me wrong. Because War Greymon is the OG.
Terra Force's Spirit Bomb. Don't at me.
Jesus Christ, don't start with that. Don't start with that. Don't start with that. Well, okay, so
I read the comments to that, and like
it was
people were just ripping
the uninformed.
Arthur,
the uninformed
one. They were like, even people hard, like you, even hard Dragon Ball fans were like, Dude, I am a diehard Dragon Ball Z day and night. You're not going to argue with me about this, but even I know Terra Force goes way back.
Yeah, it goes way back. And to be fair, they probably did bite it from Dragon Ball at some point. At some point. But at the same time, too, like, don't talk about it
like
30 years from now. Yeah, don't talk about it 30 years later.
It's like you find it, like, another comment I read, it was like, this guy must have just started watching Digimon in order for him to write this article like this. And I'm like,
get out of here, bro. So you're not going to go watch the Myotismon fight?
Myotis. Say what you will, Myotis was a villain. He was a
good villain.
He was my favorite.
He was a good villain. He was a good villain, bro. I'm kind of mad at this whole Millennia Dramon thing. He was a good villain.
And fuck Ken. Ken wasn't that good of a villain. He was an abusive knucklehead.
He was a Digimon Emperor.
He was a knucklehead.
He was the Digimon Emperor.
He had one of the greatest Digimon as a partner. Then you bet not at me, because Stingmon was the shit. I don't even know, who was your favorite from Tamers?
What are you talking about, bro? I said Stingmon's the shit, bro. What are you talking? We've been on that.
Dude, I watched so much Digimon. All my Digimon start running together. So when I said Stingmon, I was thinking Gilmon, not Vmon.
I got you. I know
Stingmon was my favorite. I don't know about you.
You don't know my favorite
from Tamers.
You don't know my favorite
from Tamers.
Tamers is season 3. Hold on, guys. I'm questioning our friendship right now. From Tamers.
Yeah.
Who's my favorite?
Well, you want to answer the question?
Are you going to answer the question?
I mean, you just burned like 20 seconds.
I don't care about it. Damn, you better answer this right now.
Imperial Dramon?
I'm going to beat your ass. First of all, you naming the wrong season. Tamers.
That was Tamers.
We're going to go to a commercial break as I kick his ass.
That was Tamers. So Tamers didn't have Stingmon.
No. Digimon Adventure. 2. Tamers Frontier.
Hold on.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
All these damn seasons. No, because we were... Damn,
I got you.
Okay, so
I'll name.
1 and 2 was the same.
Okay, no.
1 and 2 was the same.
I'll name the Digivolutions. I'll name the Digivolutions. Crests. Armor Digivolution. Biomerge.
You know what?
Spirit Evolution.
We about to see, because we're looking at Digimon seasons differently.
That's because you're not a real Digimon fan. I said it.
Say what you want.
Sit. While he's doing that, guys, I just want to say I appreciate 157 subscribers.
Digimon Adventure 2,
and 157 subscribers. And I appreciate all of you tuning in right now, because this is a real thing. I'm talking to our fans right now.
Are you going to listen to me though? See,
I appreciate all of you, because he's about to be corrected. But go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Because
go ahead.
The original Digimon Adventures 1, to some people, well, not even to some people, is broken up into 2 separate seasons.
Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 2.
Okay. No. Because Tie Them actually had a whole nother.
We're going off the actual Japan service. Yes, a certain episodes and things like that in North American westernized TV. Yes, technically season 1 did have 2 seasons.
Exactly, and that's what I go off.
But okay. But you were asking about Tamers. Pull up Tamers. And then you tell me who my favorite Digimon is off of Tamers. Type in Digimon Tamers. Type it in. This is for entertainment now at this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, type in Digimon Tamers.
Because I already said that I get the seasons mixed up.
Yeah,
so
type in Digimon Tamers.
At this point, you just...
Yep, look at the images. Look at the images. Who's there? Tamers.
No, but you know I was talking about Stingmon.
No.
You heard me talking about Stingmon.
No, pull up Tamers.
I didn't pull out Stingmon.
Okay, so you pulled up Tamers, right?
You heard me say I get Gilmon and Exvimon mixed up, so I knew Gilmon was your favorite.
Well, you need to lead with that next time because now I'm questioning.
I
our
did
friendship.
lead with that because I was
You
talking
did-
about Stingmon.
There's evidence. On
I
that
was talking
camera.
about Stingmon.
Anyway,
Did I not mention Stingmon? Did I not even say Imperialdramon? Did I even say
there's about to be
Imperialdramon
black on black
Fire
crime.
Mode?
There's about to be black on black crime.
Depends on who you ask, because some people say, never mind, I'm not even getting it.
Oh,
But that's beside-
because I'm light skinned. Anyway, guys.
So, like I was saying-
so Stingmon, go ahead.
And then I said, well, who was your favorite from that season?
From Stingmon season?
You know what, bitch? Yeah, from Stingmon season.
Okay, okay, thank you. So with that being said, while this asshole over here got to re-educate himself, but I guess from Digimon Adventure like 2, I would have to say Stingmon as well. I would honestly have to say Stingmon as well, and the whole Pahildramon line, because I mean, really, to be honest with you, I like Digimon Adventure Season 2. Armored Digivolution, but it was weird. So my whole thing is also too with the Digimon the last movie. Pardon me. The fact that we didn't get an Armored Digivolution at all during that whole movie, and they introduced Yoli, Cody, and Davis. We couldn't get one last Flame-Dramon or Drillmon or we couldn't get one Armored Digivolution at all in that movie.
Guess not.
But here's the thing, though. I wonder why, because there are other Digimon Tri movies, but even still in those movies, they went straight to their champion forms. Like, Armored Digivolution got written off.
I guess the cut. It's kind of like when you watch special features of a DVD.
Okay.
Deleted scenes, what could have been, director's cut, director's commentary. And I think that's what it was. Because when you really, and I'm pretty sure it's the same with anime, when you really look at the script, I'm pretty sure somewhere in the original script, there was a ton of Armored Digivolutions. And they probably read over it and said, okay, what is this going to do? For us, we know what it's going to do. It's going to make an awesome damn movie. But to them, they're on a budget. They got to pay their drawers, their writers.
I'm not
and
happy
everything.
about. I'm not happy about it.
And so
though.
they have to cut some things
But
out.
I'm not
and I
happy
guess
about it, though.
They said people would rather cut to the chase and see
I
the
know
big bosses.
I know last movie
and
was
then-
about Ty and Matt. I know it was, but still, like, it was the last movie. Like, we couldn't. Flame-Dramon had so much drip. So much drip.
So much drip.
So much drip.
We couldn't get an Akilamon Gatomon
God,
DNA Digivolution.
We couldn't get across. Don't even get me started with those DNA Digivolutions.
Oh man, they should have just stuck with Xremon, Stingmon. That just like Omnimon was Agumon and Gatomon's thing.
Gabumon.
Gabumon. Well, I said Gabumon.
Damn, bro, how much Corona did you have?
half a bottle. But they should have just left that DNA Digivolution special because they did so much building up freaking to it. They made it seem like, okay, to DNA Digivolve, you have to be tight, a bond. Because when Davis and Ken first did it, you see the little swirl.
We talked about it in our last show.
And it didn't work, so they just reverted right back down. And now they just made it seem... pretty much it's like the whole freaking S-Cell going Super Saiyan thing again. It's like you're gonna feel a tingly thing in your back and you're gonna go.
Don't
Super
even
Saiyan.
get me started on that.
And it was like
we'll
they
save
did
that for another episode.
They did that with DNA Digivolution. It was kind of like,
But
yeah, now that they did it, anybody can do it.
But so the whole DNA thing though too also was built off of a bond, which was Digimon symbolism was really building a bond with a friend. So, I mean, DNA, like, yeah, I totally agree, but, like, their bond wasn't strong enough because remember, when they went to go DNA Digivolve with Ken again, you know, they didn't have the strong bond that they had before because Ken was doubting himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, my whole thing is, like, Digimon are affected by emotions, but they're data-based creatures. So, once again, when we watched Digimon the last movie, we got to see a lot of Ty and Matt. But, bro, like, what was so bad about adding another 20 minutes and letting the whole cast go in?
Probably like another $1 million.
Probably, but like at the same time, man, I just think like it was good. I loved it because I needed that closure in my life.
Even the story was like, you kind of know who the villain was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like pretty obvious.
Facts.
But even still,
Facts.
like even her story just, it made so much sense to everything. I lost my Digimon. I don't want anybody to. It was kind of like what's
trying
the
to
word?
find the fountain of youth.
Yeah, what's the word for it? It was like she didn't see herself as a villain, and depending on who you are as the watcher, you probably wouldn't see her as a villain. It's a word for it.
Sociopath?
Yeah, probably that, but it's a nice.
I mean, she knew it was wrong, but she still attempted it. I mean,
but it was for.
It wasn't for, and like you almost feel for her. Yeah,
Like,
I totally agree.
If
you
it
feel
were
for the villain,
you would probably be like, "Damn, I wouldn't want to lose my Digimon either."
That's what I'm saying. Like I totally
Like,
feel with her. I totally feel with her. But my also too is like, we're talking about this, and then we hop into the adventure reboot. Okay, the adventure reboot. All right, it's not bad, but it's almost like they're circling the power source of the Digidestin around the holy Digimon, which is Patamon and Gatomon. So I mean, I'm wondering if they're doing that. And it's like I told you before, because it's not that he's a bad Digimon fan or anything like that. It's just like you can't beat a classic, guys. So he's been really dabbling. If you know our channel and you know it so well, he's been dabbling right now in our comic books, and a lot of plethora coming soon, like what we're going to talk about with that. We're trying to get some stuff lined up for our comic books. And, I've been focusing more on the manga and the anime route. So I have been dabbling a little bit more in Digimon. So that's actually like one of the reasons why we became best friends, is like, because a lot of people don't talk about Digimon. And so when I'm watching the reboot, it's almost like they're symbolizing the holy Digimon even more. Kind of like how Frontier did with Seraphimon and Ophanimon. So they're
going back, I mean to cut you off, like each Digidestin and Frontier, their lineage went back to the original Digidestin.
Yes. Everything went back to a Digidestin. And so, like, I'm wondering if there's timeline, if there's multiverse, if there's whatever the case may be.
Ooh, Digimon multiverse?
Which would be genius. Which would be market.
And that would actually tie in
everyone.
Tamer.
Everyone.
That would definitely tie in Tamer.
They did like a special, and we talked about it in our last Digimon episode with Seth, how they did like a crossover in Japan with the other like protagonists. But no, it would do justice right now to like really solidify this lineup. And so the whole thing is with the new reboot is they're symbolizing the holy Digimon so well. Seraphimon, Ophanimon, and Cherubimon. And Lopmon is, of course, like a little chocolate bunny that looks like Terriermon. That's who turns into Cherubimon. Patamon turns into Seraphimon. Gatomon turns into Ophanimon. But also, too, with the Holy Digivolution line, they turned into Holy Dramon and then Megadramon, which are two of the four Holy Digimon in the digital world. You remember Zudomon? The big blue dragon, looked like a blue Shinron in the original Digimon? He showed up when Blackwork Raymon was there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. He is north. Magidramon, which was Gilmon's dragon, represents, I think, the west or south, which is, Magidramon is the devil dragon, which represents hell.
Oh, jeez.
Holiodramon represents, we'll say, west. And then Megadramon, which was Gatomon's dragon line, represents the east. They represent the four dragons.
Okay.
In mythology, there's symbolism and everything like that. But they turn into that in the last episode, and once again, I'm just confused with the Digivolution line, because they did a foreshadowing in the reboot. And Agumon and Biomon were crying because a holy Digimon was speaking to them through this statue, and it was like about maybe 20, 30 episodes back. It was a very early episode. And so the whole thing is they're talking about it, and Agumon sees like the foreshadow of himself as War Greymon.
Mm-hmm.
Biomon sees herself as Phoenixmon, and they're crying, and they're like, they get like a little tear of like um, remorse, or not remorse, like they're getting very emotional about it because they see themselves. They're like having like a closure with themselves, like, oh my
Like,
god,
that's
I
me.
know that's me. But it cuts to these two little angel Digimon that kind of fly up, and it's pink and yellow, like Crest of Hope and the Crest of Light.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I know, because I know my Digimon, it's Ophanimon and Serafimon. They're flying across as the Digimon are like walking to like battle. They're going to war. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, bet. So it confuses me when they're adding all these Digivolutions. So are the original set those Digimon, or are they evolving with the new set? This is the new Digidestin. We're taking new evolutions to the next level. It's confusing me because there's been no explanation for it yet. This is just speculation in this video, guys. We have no idea.
Well, it kind of goes back to what I told you before when we were talking about going back to the movie. I think those are the original Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
How can I explain it? I don't think they lose their memory per se. They know who they are. They know what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they know that it's them that's supposed to do that.
But losing
So-
that memory?
So, like I told you before, when Vmon, you showed me the clip of Vmon coming out of the armor egg onto Davis.
Yes.
I think Vmon knows. I think all the Digimon know who humans are. They just don't remember who their original, well, not original, who their former partners were. So when Agumon, when Koromon,
Koromon met,
yeah.
Koromon.
When Koromon met Tai,
Mm-hmm.
he knew Tai was a human. They know humans. You are a human. I don't know how I know, but I know you're a human. And if I'm seeing you, we're supposed to do something. I don't know what, but we're supposed to do something. You know. But, you know, now that Agumon and Tai left each other, the next time Agumon comes out of his egg, it's going to be the same Agumon. But when he sees another human, he's going to be like, I don't remember Tai, but I know a human. Me and you are supposed to do something. I don't know what it is, but something.
Just like when they did it in Digimon Last Evolution, they did it in Digimon the first movie with Parrotmon fighting Greymon.
Oh,
Apparently,
that was
nice.
That was nice.
But if you remember, in the original Digimon movie, Tai even says it in the opening scene. He goes, I know that's Agumon, but that's not my Agumon. So, I mean, you might be onto something.
Mm-hmm.
You might be onto something there.
Well, because of course, the humans are going to remember,
Mm-hmm.
because they have to live with that horrible memory like we have to live with it now. But I think the Digimon, they it's like resetting your computer. Agumon's been reset. There's
that's a good way to put it.
because
They are data.
I'm about to get real technical.
Go in.
So if you guys follow me.
Go in.
Computers have, it's called a CMOS battery. Even when you reset your computer, the CMOS battery keeps the basic information. Date, time, how the computer is supposed to boot up, things of that nature. And I think that's what Digimon are. They're a computer. When they are terminated or deleted, they're reset, but there's some type of CMOS battery within them that says, okay, I'm reset, but I remember that when I come from this egg, I might meet a human. I might not know who that human is, but we're supposed to do something. That's just my explanation.
I mean, that's a good way to put it. That's actually, yeah. And they are data, because they are living creatures, yes, but they still are data. You know, they live, they breathe, they eat, they have a conscience, they have a voice, they poop, you know,
They eat.
they eat. But like, yeah, so to kind of go into like the next part, because Digimon is starting to like revitalize, you know, we just found out new information about tamers. So
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about that.
yeah, we haven't talked about it because this is fresh. This is fresh off the press, like a couple days old, but fresh to our knowledge. And the Digimon Tamers arc was a great arc because technically it took place in our world. And it was, you know, the card game, the anime, you know, people like us talking about it. And then it becomes a reality. And so a script of Tamers got leaked. And we're going to find out what's going on because at the end of Tamers, everyone went back to the digital world. And, you know, they didn't know if they were ever going to see him again. And then Takato went back to the old little, like, park awning graveyard thing, whatever. And they went through that as that was their digital portal before. And they thought the digital portal was ending. And I'll never forget, Takato ended it. And he was like, you know, I hope that one day I get to see Gilon again, but it might be a long time. And then he's up there in the little shack thing, and he's digging around, and he looks down the tunnel, and he sees the little digital portal, and he goes, you know what? It might be sooner than I think. And that's how Digimon Tamers ends.
Nice.
Yeah, so like I'm like, yo, that's a good cliffhanger. You can run off of that. You can run off of that. You can definitely continue with that. And the big thing with Digimon is like we talked about before this whole video, bonds. Creating bonds. These guys and girls have bonds with these creatures, especially having those crests. And I think that's why season 1 holds like tremendous value to everyone, was those crests. That's the only reason why we're here, really. Is this is who we are. We're bonded by this crest. This is what we represent. This is our value. This is our worth. This is who we are.
And I think that's what draws me to, and I'm about to speak it. This is what draws me closer to Digimon than Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I love it.
I'll cheers with that.
I love it. I love
that.
Pokemon. I'll play the games.
Cheers to that.
I don't collect the cards anymore, but I did. But when you compare the two side by side, you literally, in certain episodes of Pokemon lose, trainer gets mad. In the beginning of freaking Pokemon 2000 with Mewtwo Strikes Back, something like that.
Oh, which one? Hold on. Now I gotta correct you on Pokemon. Pokemon the first movie. Pokemon 2000.
Pokemon the first movie.
Pokemon 3 the movie. Pokemon Forever.
Pokemon the first movie.
Okay.
I thought the subtitle was like Mewtwo Strikes Back.
It is. It's Pokemon the first movie.
Okay.
Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Okay.
You said
Right.
2000 though. I did not want to get hate in the comments. Is what I'm saying. Go
I
ahead.
suck with names.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
It's okay, guys. He really
but-
does, but he's trying. He'll study it for a week, and then he'll come on here and be like, Nike. I'm like, Reebok. I'm like,
what the fuck I was talking about.
yeah. But go ahead.
In the beginning battle, like the guy got so mad and threw out all his you're putting your Pokemon at risk. That's what Digimon did, but that bond, that friendship. Dude, they were so bonded in the Digimon movie tie-in. Matt freaking got sucked into their computer screens and helped them Digimon to Omni. It was like...
Yes, that was Omnimon's debut with the Digimon the first movie.
My Onyx fainted. Oh my gosh, you suck. I'm going to release you. You're not
Which
gonna
also,
do
too,
me.
speaking of that, which we hated with Sora, but also, too, other Digimon, Yoli did not want to fight with Hawkmon because she was scared about deleting Digimon. There was the Tamers, you know, Jerry didn't want to fight because she didn't want to delete Digimon. You know, there was a fear of hurting these creatures, but they didn't know, and that's where the whole argument comes into play. Is like, are they data or are they creatures?
Let's see, but let me add this part too, because people are going to go in the comments. Well, Pokemon, that's what they do. They're supposed to battle. There's no emotion between. Ash Greninja was like the only time I felt like there was a true bond. Minus Pikachu. We're not talking about Pikachu. Pikachu is like
let's not say emotion. Let's not say emotion. But I will say bond, because a lot of Pokemon's lore didn't have bonds. I will say that.
Well, there was no bond. Ash Greninja was like the closest bond we got, whereas Digimon was like you're bonded from the beginning.
Okay, well, hold on. We got to give Ash some credit here. Okay,
What credit?
Okay,
What credit?
okay.
What credit?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
What credit?
I know it's about Digimon today, but we got to give Ash
Catch him.
some credit.
Ash,
Catch him. Some credit.
catch him.
Ash was probably the only character this is plot holes in writing.
I gotta look at you while you
Okay.
explain this.
All right. Okay. Hear me out. All right. I know. Ash was probably the only trainer that we got out of Pokemon that actually had a bond and symbolized that bond in the story. I will give Pokemon fans that. Now, hear me out, though.
And I dare somebody to say Misty carrying Togepi.
No.
3 episodes.
No, I will agree. I will agree with that. And my whole thing is like, but to piggyback off of you, they only made Ash have that bond. Nobody else. Paul was a dick. That's how Ash got Chimchar.
Jesse and Victory Bell.
Jesse,
I give you partial for that one.
Well, I would give them more Meowth than anybody else. But they were the only ones. You didn't have 8, 9, 10 people running around that were like, dude, like, you know, when you got to cut to those different stories and you got to see, you know, moments with Tai and Agumon, Matt and Gabumon, Sora and Biomon, Mimi and Palmon, Joe Gomamon, TK and Patamon, Kari and Gatomon. You didn't see that in Pokemon. You didn't see that at all. And it like with Pokemon, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. I caught it. Great. And like now with the anime, this is where Pokemon's going at. We did this last Digimon episode. Fuck! We did this the last Digimon episode. We're giving Pokemon their credit, and it's not about you. But hear me out. They brought back Gary Oak. But here's the thing, though. Is they brought back Gary Oak, but they gave Ash back. They gave him back his Charizard and his Infernape.
Why do you need 2 fire types?
Dude, he's got so many. So many.
Let me get off subject there. We need 2 fire types.
And my whole thing is like, I'm sitting here like looking at it all, and I'm like, bro, like, what the heck? Like, what is Digimon doing wrong? Because, dude, we talked about it last time. Like, Agumon was more badass. Yeah, Pikachu's cute, but Agumon's more badass.
I don't get it. But at the same time, when you ask a Pokemon fan that question, you'll never get a straight answer. You'll never get a straight answer.
But this is my personal experience, guys. I've never met and maybe you have and you haven't, feel free to agree or disagree. I've never met a Pokemon anime fan. Video game fan. Check.
Card game fan.
Check. Action figure. Check. Collector. Quadruple check. Digimon was the only one as far as like creature partners that has like an anime fan base that watches it and comes together. Hell, that's like our first episode of the channel was Digimon. Digimon had better symbolism, bro.
I'm still thinking. All my times at K&K, I've never...
Shout out to OG K&K.
I've never had a conversation about the Pokemon anime with anyone. It was either collectibles, the card game, or the video game.
Plushies. I mean, you name it. The merch was definitely the market.
That was really it. I mean, I would talk to people that says they were either starting or they remember the show, but even still, their recollection of it was they only remember like pinnacle points.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. We're giving Pokemon too much clout here. I don't appreciate it. But I'll tell you what, though. I'm glad we did this Digimon Part 2. Digimon, what are you doing? We just want to know. OG fans here, Mr. Maple.
Drop some leaks or something.
Black belt in anime. Drop us links. Drop us whatever. I mean, you rebooted the anime. You rebooted the card game. What are we doing?
And the card game isn't doing too well. So
I mean, Tamers is getting a continuation.
there's just too many.
Too much going on.
There's too many card games going around.
Oh, the card games. Yeah, there is too much card. Yeah,
for everybody, because My Hero's coming out with a card game now.
We're not going to talk about that. Anyway,
now if we're done with that, we can get on to some news.
Some news? What we got from Crunchyroll News? Crunchyroll News. Straight from the app, guys. If you don't want to know, well then cut us off now. But Crunchyroll always dropping news. Latest anime, manga, leaks, everything you need to know. Crunchyroll.
Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, is coming to Toonami June 26th.
Ooh,
so
that's the
Princess
Inuyasha spinoff?
Is it really?
Yes.
Huh. See, didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Final Attack on Titan manga volume launches with commemorative goods.
Shout out to everybody
So
who's
does
an
that
Attack
mean
on
you're
Titan
getting
fan.
stuff?
You're getting stuff with Attack on Titan. Hey, final chapter drop. Get that merch, baby.
Those. There's going to be 3 versions of Volume 34.
Of Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Attack on Titan having 3 different volumes or different?
The 3 editions include 1 standard and 2 special editions. The special editions are beginning, which includes drafts of the series that were submitted to editors prior to serialization, and ending, which includes the drafts of chapters 138 and 139. And if you guys want to see the cover, see that.
That's a dope cover.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's the back. Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Final,
Heck yeah, the Funimation owning Crunchyroll.
What? The final box to house volumes 23 to 34 picture alongside the rest of the series boxes. $25 each. Pretty cheap.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Maple?
Netflix announces live action Cowboy Bebop.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Did you see Japan is sick and tired of their live actions?
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, man. Let's look at the camera here.
Oh man, that's
Let's look at I know, but you got that brawn fade going on. I need you to look at the camera. Look, we're gonna find more info for you guys. We appreciate the 57 subscribers to our channel. It's been great. Appreciate the love and support. We got a lot more content coming. Mr. Maple's dropping some comic book knowledge here soon. I'm gonna keep doing my manga and anime reviews. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Maple. Black Belt in Anime. Digimon Part 2. Digimon, what are you doing? We just want to know. Help out some OG fans. Hell, I got the crest tattooed on me.
And this is not what are you doing like in a bad way. It's
we just want to know. What are you doing?
What are your
What
plans?
are you doing?
What are your plans?
What's going on?
What should we look forward to?
Are we going to get some reboots or
Crunchyroll
anything?
news? Like should we
Give
look
us
forward
something.
to new transformation?
Give us something.
You're dropping stuff on us and we don't
Everybody
understand
who's been supportive of the channel, though, for real, though, we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of new stuff coming. We're going to get some new equipment, hopefully a new setup. You know, Papa got his stimmy. Gonna see what we can do for you guys. We appreciate you. Once again, Anime and Beer, where we talk about the latest manga, comics, anime, you name it. I'm finishing my cold one. Peace.